Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, and I want to talk about Nene Leakes' son, Brentt. We all know that he has been battling some serious health crisis lately. Well, he's been in the hospital for the past 2 months because his body has been rejecting his new heart. So before we get into the details, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. So this story is on quite a few of the blogs. I will be playing clips from the Shade Room. And the Shade Room got these clips from the Humble Brag podcast that features Cynthia Bailey and Crystal from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I think that that's a really good combination. I feel like both Cynthia Bailey and Crystal, they both have really calm and rational, approachable energy. So I think that that was a pretty good match. Crystal partnered with Cynthia Bailey, asked her if she wanted to be a part of her podcast, Humble Brag. They have a YouTube channel, so definitely subscribe and you can check out their interview with Nene Leakes in totality over there. Okay, so this clip is going to be Nene talking about why she did not join the current season of Traitors, the season that Portia Williams is a part of. And this is when she's going to talk about her son, Brentt. And the Shade Room, they captioned these clips with a few more details. So I will go ahead and mute my mic so that there is no echo, and then I'll come back with my commentary.
I couldn't do Traitors because my son's in the hospital, and he's still in the hospital. And so my son's been in the hospital since May, like early May.
When I shot the Nene Leakes show with you, I felt like Brentt went in then.
No,
or maybe he was already there.
He was already there.
Okay, wow, that's
he's been there almost 2 months.
How's he doing?
He's doing a lot better. He's turned a curve. He has a little while longer to be there, but he's turned a curve. When my husband died, we only had one son, which is my son, Brentt. And at 22, he had a stroke and a heart attack. And from the stroke, his heart was weak and it never got back strong. So he needed a heart transplant. So he's had a heart transplant since then. And what's happening now is his heart started rejecting. And so they are now trying to stop the rejection.
I see. Do they know why he had the stroke to begin with?
They can just kind of assume. One of the things, I couldn't do Traitors because my son's in the hospital, and he's still in the hospital.
Thank you so much. We go this way, we may make it. I'm walking, y'all. I'm back walking, y'all. I can't believe I'm back walking, y'all. It's been a couple of days since I walked. Thank God. It's been a long time. I actually been walking about a week and a half.
You're doing really good.
Thank you so much. We go this way, we may make it.
Okay, so I want to read I'll read the post that Brentt captioned his post with. He says, to begin with, let me say thank you, God. This year was undoubtedly the craziest for me. After several trips to the hospital and many doctor's appointments, I finally heard the unexpected news that I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure on June 19th. And he puts in parentheses-ish. So there, as you can see in the video, he is learning how to walk again after the heart transplant. So the Shade Room writes, when asked why she could not join the cast of Traitors, Nene Leakes revealed it's because her son, Brentt Leakes, is back in the hospital. A few years ago, Brentt suffered a stroke and a heart attack, which led to a heart transplant in 2024. Nene shared that his body recently began rejecting the new heart, prompting his return to the hospital. Thankfully, she says he's doing better and has turned a corner. Let's continue to lift him up in prayer. And Phaedra and Portia, they are in the Shade Room post, giving the praying emojis and the heart emojis. So this is just quite scary because he's only like in his mid 20s. You figured maybe about 25 years old, and he has already suffered a heart attack, a stroke, and has had a heart transplant. And I always wondered, what prompted the stroke as well, just like Crystal asked. I don't know, because especially like when you're that age, you feel invincible and you probably just don't really see yourself getting sick. You kind of look at sickness and illness as something that takes over the elderly, people who, they're not working anymore. They are, resting easy on their pensions and Social Security. When you're that young in your early 20s, you're assuming that sickness just falls upon that group. So I was wondering, like, was he probably just enjoying life? He was of age to drink, enjoying the liquor. Now there's hookah, there's vaping, in addition to the traditional WEED, like all of those things, which were not things of yesteryear, that has to contribute to your health in a negative way, I would assume. And also when you're that young, it's not like you're thinking, oh, let me like get some water in. Let me drink a couple bottled waters. Let me, let me grab a banana really quick while the food is in the oven. Let me eat an orange or something. When you're that young, you're not really thinking that way. So, you're definitely not thinking like, oh, let me go to the doctor and get a physical, get some blood work done. And so I could totally see the lifestyle possibly contributing and him not really thinking about it because he's just so young. But it is so scary. So that is why Nene did not join Traders. She is supporting her son who's been in the hospital for the past 2 months. Now, this story, so Brentt has been in my thoughts all day today. I was working earlier in the day when I first heard of this story. And it really amazes me because I'm like, wow. So his body was rejecting the heart. He's been in the hospital for 2 months, and Nene said that the doctors are trying to stop the rejection. So that's amazing. There's obviously technology or treatments in place, I guess, that can kind of train your body to accept the new organ. I think that that is amazing. I hope that his body accepts the heart fully again, 100%, and does not go back into rejection. The only time I've heard of that, I've had one childhood friend who underwent 2 liver transplants, and we did lose her in 2019. She's 3 years older than me. And her dad even, they were able, I want to say they like cut a piece of his to give to her for the second transplant. And I remember being emotional, like that's love, you know what I'm saying? But also I think of the movie Still Magnolias. It was with Julia Roberts and Sally Field and Shirley MacLaine and Olympia Dukakis from the late 80s. And a really beautiful film, really emotional. And Shelby, the character played by Julia Roberts, she was a very almost like unique diabetic. And she was very sick. And her mom gave her one of her kidneys and her body rejected it. And then, the character passes away. But that's what I think of when I think of the body rejecting, an organ. So I think that and that movie took place in the 80s. It was based off of a play that was a true story. The playwright, it happened to his sister. But to think in 2025, now they have treatments in place and you're just in the hospital kind of long term to get your body to accept the heart. I think that that's great, that that's even possible. And Nene is fortunate to be wealthy where she can afford, the medical bills for the most sophisticated treatment. So Nene is dealing with a lot. And for her to calmly tell Crystal and Cynthia that, it speaks to her strength. But I hope that Nene allows herself to shed tears when she has to scream when she has to, and to treat herself. She looks good. So I know that she's taking good care of herself, but that would really, I don't have any children, but that would really have me stressed out and afraid for my son's health if I were in her shoes. So She is definitely strong. So if you believe in prayer, if you're spiritual, if that's one of your things that you do to bring some calmness into this world, definitely say Nene Leakes' name in your prayers, and say her son Brentt Leakes' name as well. I definitely wish him a full recovery. Now, I read this story on a few different blogs, so I was trying to remember. There was a doctor, I screenshotted it because I wanted to give you all his perspective. So let me pull up the screenshot. I'm so glad that I screenshotted it and so glad that I remembered. Okay. So yeah, I think it's on this post. So it's from a man who says, as a vascular cardiologist, here's my thoughts based on limited info. His stroke was due to his heart failure. A weak heart is prone to forming blood clots, which can travel to the brain and cause strokes. Prevention and early intervention is key. Listen to your body and take care of your body through diet and exercise. It's never too late, even for Brentt. Health is wealth. So this doctor says he believes that the stroke was due to heart failure, and prevention and early intervention is key. So when I read his comment and I was thinking about early intervention, is that like getting blood work? Would blood work show perhaps the congestive heart failure, or diet? And he does mention diet and exercise. So, but again, Brentt was so young, he probably definitely didn't anticipate that he would have such serious health challenges. So even if his body was starting to like give him signs, he may not have really paid it much attention, and just kept on going with the flow. But what do you all think about Brentt Leakes being in the hospital for the past 2 months because his body has been rejecting his heart? I did not even realize that he had a heart transplant. I definitely remembered the heart attack and the stroke. And I remember that because Nene was dating Nani at the time. And then it seemed like once he was out of the hospital, he lost a bunch of weight. And I thought it was, all good. I didn't realize that he would need like a heart transplant. But definitely I sent him positive thoughts, positive energy, and I wish Brentt a full and speedy recovery. Thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you all had a terrific Tuesday. I did. I cannot complain. I got on my gym uniform right after work. I just changed, logged out, changed clothes, went to the gym, got that over with. I was going to go walk some more at the park. And I said, you know what? I'm going to come home and make a couple of videos. So that's what I'm doing. I do have a broccoli cheddar bake in the oven right now. So it's still quite a ways before it'll be done. So I'll make another video. And we are all going to have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. If you are into affirmations like me, stand in the mirror and say your affirmations. I was taught by a therapist, I like myself because, and I say, I do a few of those in the mirror in the morning before I start work, and I love them. So don't forget also, when you check out your favorite YouTubers, grab your bottled water or some fruit, and eat those healthy foods and drink that water while you're enjoying your favorite YouTubers. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.